Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump right into it. I've got a ton of material, and my slide does not want to advance. For some reason, my computer is overheating or something because nothing is happening when I press the button. My name is Riaan van der Bergh, as mentioned. I carry a few hats, and one of them is soundman as well. Is that better? Ek wil nie op julle skree nie. Maar ek het 'n groot boodskap wat ek eintlik wil hê julle moet so mooi hoor. So hopefully that's better. All good. I'm one of the deputy CEOs at FEDSAS. I also manage and drive the centers of excellence, the one being the Center for Finance and Risk Management, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, as well as the Center for Technology, which gives me a lot of pleasure to work with the future and work thinking forward. And it's interesting how a lot of, I would say dots start connecting. It's a portion of my intro to say how technology and finance and all things come together. So I want to ask you to strap in, make sure that you are comfortable, shake a few things. In die ou dae het ons vir die kinders gesê sit op julle hande. En dan kon ons nie verstaan hoekom hulle slaap nie. Now I want to say, do this, wake up, the post-lunch hour. I'm talking fundraising in schools, and I'm not 100% sure why I'm talking to this audience, but do's and don'ts and opportunities for sustainability. And in saying that, I think I'm giving this lecture here because you must tell all your public school friends about fundraising, because everyone in independent schools know that independent schools have too much money. No. Ask our premier in Gauteng. He says, no, it's privilege, it's rich, it's all these things. And all independent schools have too much money. Is that the truth in your case? Okay, so I'm speaking to the right people. But if you think you have enough money at your school, please go tell your friends at the public school, the neighboring public school, about the options they have. I have a little opener just to get the creative juices going. Can you read that? Yeah. So according to me, there are 3 messages in that sign. Punctuation fell by the wayside, but who wants to tell me what this says to humans? Crocodiles, don't swim here because it's dangerous. There are crocodiles here. Or we're telling the people, swim here because crocodiles don't swim here. Am I right? And what are we telling the crocodiles? Don't swim here, humans. Humans are here, it's dangerous. So you can see that there's always more than one message in a message. And it depends on whose glasses you are wearing to figure out who that is. So, that being said, you all are teachers, used to be teachers. Think about all the options that I'm saying and also not saying, that you're hearing and might be not hearing. We are trapped in something called dominant logic. And I'm going to end with something that I wish I started with. We always find the problems with someone else's logic because our logic is the dominant one. Okay, take out a piece of paper and draw 9 circles, similar to these. You're going to do it 4 times. So start small. I want you to connect all the dots using straight lines from one dot to the other. So you can't go heartbeat side. It's got to be a straight line and a corner and a corner and a corner. How many lines do you need? Without picking up your pen, that can work though. Without picking up your pen, how many lines have you drawn to connect all 9 dots?
What?
5. I forgot to tell you the rules. Only use 4. Don't count the lines between dots if it's a straight line. Just count the second line once you make a corner. Now do 4 lines only.
No.
Yes. Okay, now I can see the lasagna burning in the brains. Carbo load. Okay, I'll save you. I'll save you. Who did that? Ah, who did that? Similar. Okay, if you reach to the a little prize box in front of you, you can grab yourself a nice Wilson toffee, compliments of Aros. So, guys, you sometimes have to think outside of the confined space to get the solution. If you turn inside this circle, you can't embrace the others. Now, 3 lines. And I've got 2 Wilson toffees for that person in my pocket. I've given you the answer. Think outside the box. Okay, 10 seconds. I don't see anyone that close to Saskia. Yes, naby. All right, I'll eat the toffees. There's the answer. It's doable. 3 straight lines, but they don't have to go through the middle of the argument. They can just go slide. All right, park that. Just wanted to say that we need to connect some dots when we talk about everything. Nothing is in isolation. You can't talk rugby without talking braai. Am I right? Or is it brandewyn and Coke? Biltong. There's always something that's connected. Same with us. I'm going to talk about sustainability of schools, and we've got to connect a few dots. Talk fees and fee collections. We've got the Center for Technology and Center for Finance members outside there in the LAPA. You met them this morning. Jaco mentioned it. Two companies that help schools collect fees. Seems like it's a big problem. But not in independent schools, right? Money comes walking in front. Fundraising. We've got to think about fundraising in a different way. Connect dots. We are used to a lot of fundraising events and ideas, and I'll mention a few a little bit later on. But a great idea sometimes is a new line item in the person whose funds you want to take in that person's budget. So is it new spending for that person? Is it something new? Is it for the same audience? Yeah, at my church, the choir preaches, the pastor preaches to the choir and the choir sings to the pastor. The tannie that brings the milk there buys the chocolate cake from the tannie that brought the chocolate cake, and vice versa. We're just moving money around and calling it fundraising, and we might think differently. Who of you have read John Maxwell stuff? Who knows John Maxwell? Oh, look at Oomie uit Amerika uit. You must get out more, the people that didn't raise their hands. He's been around for long. He's one of the leadership gurus in the world, I would say. He started a business called Enjoy, I-N-J-O-Y, that helps nonprofits, especially churches, in fundraising. And he's got a few principles in that. And one of the principles, he says, is spoiling the money tree. If you ask the same people for 50 Rand a week, you will never get 10,000 Rand from them if you ask them something big, because you've made them tired to give 50 Rand for the Civies Day, another 50 Rand for the Civies Day. But if you tell them we want to get solar and we need $2 million, some people will say, hey, here's 10 grand. I've got an 18A. That kind of thing. Don't spoil the money tree with a lot of things, and then let's connect some dots to donations. I don't have a very academical, if you talk after lunch, and after the person after lunch, you don't come with a lot of academics. So hopefully we're going to do a little more interactive. Quickly tell me whether schools are allowed to fundraise. Kom nou klas. I've got a thumbs up there. I've got a yup. Who allows you to fundraise? Is it in a CAPS document? Because many schools they do nothing if it's not in CAPS. We will do it when there's a CAPS document, like coding and robotics. Yeah, what does CAPS say? Can you show me the CAPS document for rugby, cricket, netball, hockey, debate, choir, chess? But we do that. Why don't we do fundraising? Okay, so you're all educated there. Why would schools do fundraising? Think slightly deeper now. Hoekom sal julle fondse wil in? We've got needs, unlimited needs, limited resources. Maar verkoop ons nie skoolfonds nie? Huh? Is school fees enough? No. So make school fees more. Can't connect that dot. No. Okay. But we have more, I would call it not just needs or our wish list is wrong. We've got a bigger vision than our school's budget serves. Am I right? We're always going to be at 90% because we're always going to think we can do a little better. Anyone else? Why would schools do fundraising? Om die kinders besig te hou. Om 'n sokkie te hê, sodat iemand 'n 38A kan kry by die publieke skool. Why do we do it? If you understand why, Simon Sinek says start with why. If we know why, then it's not hard to motivate people. But a lot of people, and I'm going to end with an option for us, we've got schools saying, oh, we want to do fundraising. If someone could just do it for us. Huh? We don't do the effort. But if we understand why we want to give better quality education, suddenly that's the motivation, I think. And then it's not someone's job. Then it's hopefully someone's passion and drive. Who is doing some sort of fundraising? Al twee van julle. Only two of you. You do something, you do something. No fundraising. You do something? Huh? Everyone does it. No. What do you do? Just give me one type of fundraising activity that you do. Market day. Koop en verkoop. A boerdery. Yeah, there's tax benefit in farming as well. What do you guys do? Valentine's, Father's Day, Mother's Day, read out loud day, book day, no book day, shoes day, no shoes day, civics day, school day, teachers wearing school clothes day, dunk a teacher in the... Have you done that? That pulls a lot of money. The principal gets dunked when someone hits the little gong with the ball and... Good money, good money. All right, so we do a lot of things. Public schools, I don't want to even open up the Schools Act there. Section 36 says a governing body must, not may, must take all means, reasonable means, to supplement the resources supplied by the state. I think that's the accurate wording. Whilst the legal bench. Is it good? I get a thumbs up. Must take all reasonable means. That means you're not going to do a little stoute restaurant by the school, né? But all is just about everything. Jy gaan nie bungee jump by die skool nie, maar jy kan eintlik. If it's safe, so you must do all things. Independent schools, are you excluded from fundraising? Because the Schools Act says a public school SGB must. Is there any hindrance on funding? Nope. So, a few comments that I want to make on school funding, and I put there it's emotional. Is that spelled correctly? Emotional. It moves its motion to your insides. It moves my inside. That's what emojis does now, no? We're talking emojis on our cell phones. I don't understand. Please use words when you WhatsApp me. My kids answer in this smiley face, avatar, party, all these things. It is emotional because we're emotional beings. If I pay school fees at an independent school that is for profit and the profit goes to a specific person, what do I expect back? A service. If that person now says, come Friday night for the Donkey Derby because we want to raise funds for the hindernisbaan vir die graad R, then I'm thinking, whoa, I thought I was paying. Yes, it's a school, but now I'm not a participant or a partner, I am a client. And I'm expecting that. So if you do that and the profit goes to an entrepreneur, it's not going to work. But if you're a non-profit, a trust, or something like that, then you can fundraise and sell the vision that it's a partnership. Because all parents, you just choose to come here. It's not a money-making sushi shop. It is still part of Spur. It's just Spur where I have a choice of, where I park. No, this should be independent. Government spending. If the government subsidizes a school, why should I pay more for schooling? This is more in the public school space. Because now I'm not getting service delivery. I'm paying, I don't know about you guys, but I'm paying tax. You guys? Anyone paying tax? Okay, you're all here. Anyone paying too much tax? All of us. Anyone happy with tax if we get what we deserve? Because where does tax come from? Tax is not a bad thing. We've been paying tax for thousands of years. It's so normalized that it's fine, but if we get less than what we expect, suddenly the tax is more expensive. So now, if the government is supposed to service us with education, why should we fundraise more? Because now we're burdening people that already feel like we're paying too much tax, and now we've got to pay secondary tax. It's like armed response, DSTV, all these things that we pay secondary tax on. All right, so if it's extra and it's for a good cause, I would say you can get away with it. It's a good cause. But if you frame it, I just want more profit or something like that, people are not going to go with it. I have a crystal ball. Ek is so bly Johan sit in die verhoog. Ek gaan nie gehoor. Co-pilot. Did I do good? Huh? AI pictures. If I look in my crystal ball, the economic forecast for our country is a little bit bleak. I want you to take out your phones because I'm going to give you a QR code to a magazine that I put together, the FEDSAS Center for Finance and Risk Management magazine. In our previous edition, we spoke a lot about our tax base. And I'll quickly give you some insights there. We've got to focus. People are okay with paying money. Quick exercise. Wat is duurder? Coke, 2 liter, of Coke, 340 ml? The can or the 2 liter? What is more? What costs more? Huh? The can costs more. Okay, the can is 10 Rand and the 2 liter is 20 Rand. Which is more? But 20 is more than 10. I think I passed grade 1. Value for money. You get it like that. For schools, we sometimes just aim at the money. If you give 5,000 Rands worth of education for 4,000, there's a massive profit. But if you get 3,000 Rands worth of education and you pay 5,000, the consumer says, hey, I'm buying cans at 2 liter prices. So there's a difference there. All right, so we're going to focus on value for money and affordability. That's the mix. So my only do not is do not ignore these. Quick one on the tax base. I know it's small, but what I found very interesting is in the 2021 tax assessment year, which everything just played out early in 2022, the SARS publications for this, and it didn't change much, told us that there's 5.5 million taxpayers that submit tax returns. How many people in the country? How many people on the voters roll? 27 in the news today. So 27 million people on the voters roll, but 62 odd million people in the country. A lot of people pay tax, about I think 12 million. They don't submit a return. They're final taxpayers. Their salary is their final tax. And then these submit a return. Guys, this is a small number. How many teachers, policemen, and nurses in the country? About 2.5 million. So, our tax base is depleting drastically. Where do you fit in the top 25%? From 350,000 Rand a year. You're in the top 25% of rich earners in this country. These people are the ones that need to pay school fees. So the affordability, that dot needs to be connected. 67.9% of assessed taxpayers have an income less than 350,000 750,000, 17.8 above 500,000, of which 8.1% is above 750, and 4.2% above $1 million. That is the people that's supposed to pay our school fees. Percentage of your income on the inflation basket is about max 6% for education. Here's your QR code if you want to read more about it. Now that's from a movie. Thank you. Someone's read all about it. Extra. So this is our October 2023 version or edition. The new one will be out by the end of the week, where we look at leadership in education. Everyone happy with that? It's on the FEDSAS website. You can get it there. Donations, a few dots to connect, and then I'm going to jump into something really fun. Legal juristic persons, Yone luckily covered that in her session. Donations, think about the BEE codes. People need to donate to companies here and there for, let's see, entrepreneurship development. And there's a lot of things in the BEE codes that you can go study and figure out where can you tap into that. Maybe not so easy, but the CSI spending, foundations giving money, Section 18A certificates, who knows that? If you don't know that, write that down. You give a donor a tax benefit because he gives or she gives money to the entity. There are some rules, public benefit organization rules, so go study that. Public benefit organization registration, non-profit organization registration, as well as non-profit company. Non-profit company is a juristic person, legal entity. Non-profit organization and public benefit organization is a tax status. Don't make the mistake that Limpopo Department of Education is making. They're not giving their subsidies to people that are not registered as a non-profit company because they have to be a non-profit organization. But it's the wrong way around. Do's, look for opportunities. Use the money tree. Don't spoil it. Give value. 2 liters of Coke, much better. Think about daily needs. This is where I said, I get to schools and roosantjies en blombolle en gedroogde vrugte en dirty, squeezable condensed milk, still the flavor of the month. The world's changed, people. The world has really changed. Maak gou so, wie van julle het nie so ding nie? Everyone. I'll tell you some stats now. We all have these, but we want to sell them blombolle. People don't do gardening anymore as much. Think about perpetual passive income. We all do it with My School. Who's got My School cards for their school? Happiness. My wife left her school 20 years ago, and we still Woolies My School with that school. Marikie School daar in die Wesrand School daar in Kreersdorp area. My kids' school, they're missing out. Have control. With My School, you're waiting for customers to go and buy, macro or whatever. You have no control of it. But if you drive it, you've got some sort of control, and then you can make it happen. And then make sure daar's iemand by die skool wat lus is. I tried to translate lus to Engels. Doesn't work. Nee? Dis was deur mekaar. Daar's nie 'n Engelse woord. Who's the English people is? The Engelse woord vir deur mekaar? Through each other? Nee, is nie. Is dis deur mekaar en lus. You need someone that wants to fix the problem of the unlimited needs with the limited resources for the vision of better education. Not just to say, okay, well, we're doing a sokkie on Valentine's. We're going to make $50.